Now, I'm sure you've heard already, 99.9% of meme coins trend towards zero. But how do you know where a meme coin is in that particular boom and bust cycle? In this video, I'm going to show you some really good TA tips to look into that further. Let's start with the area where we look at new coins. So let me show you a few examples. This coin is called Baron, and this was a coin created on pump.fun, not really affiliated as far as I know with Baron Trump. And sometimes these new coins, when there's a crazy narrative running and sometimes there's lies being spread about him being involved, the coins can run very, very high. Now this one ran all the way up to, spiked to over 400 million, which is absolutely crazy for a new launch pump.fun coin. And then what's even crazier was literally within an hour, went all the way back down to, I think at its lows, around 15 million. Herein lies my first lesson for you. If it's a newer coin, any newer coin, they are always way, way more riskier. There's several reasons for that, but one of the main ones is all of the people who are buying here, they're all pretty much actively watching this particular coin. All of them are watching this coin to see what happens, and they'll quickly sell if it doesn't work out. And there'll be a lot of automatic stop losses. And the thing is, when everybody has an automatic stop loss and the price keeps crashing, you can get massive red candles going straight down like this. So when you're in a new coin, just to be clear, you need to be active yourself, watching the position. And what you can do when you buy the position, for example, using BullX Neo, link in description if you're interested in using it. If you buy now, all you have to do is when you click on the sell button, click on limit, and then move this bar to where you want to sell in case the price drops like crazy. That's all you have to do. So let's say you were buying here at the highs when it started running again to 100 million. All you have to do is set this below previous support or 20% below your entry point, whatever you want to do, where you feel comfortable. And set this up with high priority fee, slippage, etc. and click 100%. And if you click sell order here, this will automatically close your position. Now, if you can't watch the chart constantly, you must add this limit order, this stop loss. This will save you massive, massive losses. This will save you from taking big 80-90% losses. There's no reason why anybody watching this video should ever lose 80 or 90% on a meme coin. End of story. It doesn't matter what people say about them all trending to zero. You're not supposed to be holding them forever. If you go into a position and it's not working out, you get out and you move on, because there are literally hundreds of thousands of coins that you can actually invest in. These are more examples of brand new coins, just to illustrate further how they literally have a pump and then they completely die off. This is another one. This is related to a well-known influencer on Twitter, ZachXBT. And it's a long story with this one, but basically, from a trader's perspective, it ran for about an hour, a couple of hours, all the way very, very high, all the way up to 90 million. A lot of people cashed out there. Some people bought in. But again, as long as you have a stop loss, in case it just all falls apart, then that's fine too. I mean, you shouldn't be buying highs. You should be buying dips anyway. But let's say it ran to 80 and you saw it dipping here at 50. Fine, fair enough. So you buy in there. All you do is you set your sell order just below 50, here at 45. So in that way, look, how much is 50 to 45? What are you losing in terms of percentages? You're barely losing 10%, max 15%. That you can stomach. But you don't want to forget about it, fall asleep, go to work, whatever, come back, and next thing you know, it's down at 5 million, and the 10 SOL you put in here is only now worth 1 SOL. This is a complete waste of time, and this is why people hate, I imagine, meme coin trading, because they keep doing this and they don't understand there are tools available now where you can automatically get out of these positions. Same for take profits, same for buying the dip, which we'll discuss in a minute. Next, let's talk about narratives. So because we had this whole narrative of presidents launching coins and stuff like that, there were all these crazy meme coins. For example, this was a Cuba meme coin and it was called the official Cuba coin. And this ran, again, from nothing, pump.fun, all the way up to 20 million. Fine, crazy pullback. Now, people still bag hold stuff like this because they think at some point, loads of Cubans maybe are going to suddenly start aping into this thing. There's too many new coins. I've just said there's thousands and thousands of new coins launching all the time. And most of them are complete vaporware. They're not linked to or associated with anybody of note. and they don't have any kind of utility, and this is completely how it's going to play out. So either you make a quick flip where your buying period, your holding period is literally, could be even seconds actually, but usually minutes to maybe hours. That's it. Like, I rarely hold a lot of meme coins for this reason, because why would you hold meme coins? Yes, it's true. Some, after many months, can slowly grind higher. You don't need to play that game though. You don't need to play that buy and hold meme coin game. It's not necessary. You can make quick flips. There are people here. Look, if you just scroll down here to top traders, you'll see people turning well, actually sometimes large amounts of money into even larger amounts. But if you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see people aping in with just literally a few $100s and then turning it into 5 figures. But none of them are holding balances. A lot of the time, they've already sold out. A lot of the top traders have already sold out. So how do you know, like, if there's an older coin that might have potential and might turn again? Because with older coins, it's a little bit different. So let's discuss older coins right now. With older coins, this is FOG, FWOG, well-known meme coin on Solana. And with this particular one, which was also a pump.fun coin, it actually ran all the way up to 700 million. Crazy. Still had big pullbacks though. So you could still have added stops and just waited. And remember, we don't know how far it's going to go. The low could be in, we don't know. And I'm going to show you a few TA tips in just a minute that might help you with this decision. The difference with the older coins is right now, the people who are holding, some of these people are not actively watching this position at all. There's only a small percentage of people who are actively buying and selling and trading here. And a lot of the people who are originally in the coin that are still in the coin are not watching it. So it's very different from a new coin. There's an established actual community. It's an actual well-known meme coin with narrative, with a lot of followers on Twitter, Telegram, etc. So completely different kettle of fish here. And the type of TA you want to do is, first of all, you click here on price range on the left. You want to see how far are we off the lows already. Because 85% is quite a deep drop. And if you expect continuation, usually my cutoff would be about 62%. Now, the reason I'm in this trade and I considered it at the lows here, firstly, there's not that much, apart from brand new launches still, there's not that much to trade mid or large market cap anyway. So the way I'm looking at it is, worst case scenario, if we get a little bit of a retracement, it's still, it could turn into a 2x or a little bit more. So it's not the worst trade in the world. There's a lot of liquidity as well, so you can obviously buy in with size. But the other things you want to do, apart from checking how far the pullback is click on the FX button here. Make sure you have volume and RSI added. RSI is a momentum indicator. And you can see here on the older coins, I use a 4-hourly time frame. Now on here, there's another thing you can look for sometimes at the lows. It's not reliable. Many times it can give you false signals. But one thing you can look for is what I call divergence. So here, what happens is, as a coin moves lower, any asset, and you get this kind of ladder going down, at these two peaks, you'll get the RSI doing something that's moving in the opposite direction. For example, this was a good example. This peak and this peak, you can see here on RSI, we went sideways or went the opposite way. And that did result in a bounce. Now, obviously that bounce faded, but we've seen the same thing here. That's a low, and this is bullish divergence. Now, again, it could fade. It all depends on whether we break through key kind of areas of resistance. So when price is coming down and we bounce on a level, you can draw a line there. That's what's called support. And then when we break through, it becomes resistance. And then it's like a ceiling that we knock against. So that's a very important structure area. Now, this could mess about here, do whatever it wants to, but as long as it stays underneath there, it's still bearish, actually. If we break through there and we keep doing higher lows, maybe this can run. The other thing to consider here when you're looking at the older coins, because there'll be many coins now on what we call dip buying opportunities, hundreds, thousands. So you might think, well, let me just ape into all of them and they'll all go up. A few problems with that. First of all, you want to aim for stronger coins, obviously established coins, good narratives. So coins that did well before. This obviously did well before. The next thing is, what is the environment like? The problem with these coins is, unless meme coins in general get another pump, especially some of the older ones like the frog ones, cat ones, dog ones, unless they go on another little run again, then it's very hard for these to pump in isolation. So you have to keep an eye on the environment. If the environment is very bearish, Solana's only heading down and it has some crazy crash and goes down to $100, all of these are going to fade. End of story. But if altcoins are stable, sideways, Bitcoin stable, or even Solana's gently grinding up, you can expect these to gently start moving up. Absolutely. But just keep that in mind as well. Another tip. So this is another one I bought on a bounce, and again this one can completely fade too, and it's okay because remember I told you if you're buying these and if it doesn't work out, you just put your stop loss, or you take a little bit of profit on the way and put your stop loss in, so you're going to break even regardless. But this is an AI one, so AI agents, AI agent platforms. Again, if the AI niche pumps again, some of these will do really well, but there's no guarantees. The other thing about the RSI is it sometimes gives you a general idea of where we are in terms of an uptrend or downtrend. So there's a 50 line here. And sometimes what you see happen, you didn't really see it here on the uptrend. Sometimes it bounces in this top area, this uptrend area, and sometimes it remains in this downtrend area. And you can see it nicely correlates from the peak. It went straight into this area and it's only now broken back above. Now, does that mean a change in the trend? Who knows? But it's something to keep an eye on. The other thing I look for is a little bit of volume breaking out. Now, obviously, when things are panic selling, you're going to get high volume anyway because people are selling a lot. That's still volume. These bars at the bottom, they just tell you how much is being traded. So you see here on the right, it says 52 million. It just means 52 million was traded. Doesn't tell you how many people were necessarily buying or selling. It gives you an idea here, 26 and 25. So it's about evens. The volume alone can give you an idea that we're near a bottom, because you can see here on the entire downtrend, the volume was kind of sapping out of the market. If volume suddenly increases, it means there's a lot more hands being changed. Note as well, sometimes when we see this kind of bottoming pattern, potentially, because remember, this can fade, and it could be over for this coin. Don't know. But sometimes they go sideways. And another thing you can do to avoid you kind of buying the highs there is you can set an automatic buy the dip order. So you don't have to buy now on green candles. So for example, we've still got this coin here, Baron. So let's say as an example, so click on buy, limit here on BullX Neo. Select the amount you want, like 2, for example, 2 SOL. And just scroll down here and choose where you want to buy. Let's say I want to buy at 50 million support. I just put it right there and I click on buy, and then the order set. Obviously set your slippage, priority fee, etc. That's a better way to do it, better ROI for you, and it's better risk reward from there rather than just top blasting here, which people do. And sometimes, you know, when there's something moving fast, I do that too, and it's normal, it's natural, we're emotional. But usually the better bet is to buy on a dip. Now, this is a coin called Ross Ulbricht. And this is a guy who's going to be freed, and there was a whole fuss about this and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into the whole narrative here. But because of Trump winning the election, this coin suddenly started doing very, very well. It's called basically free Ross Ulbricht. And because him and Elon Musk are saying that he's going to be freed and stuff like that, this is started trending. But notice that on the chart, since the 14th of November, we've gone sideways. When you get a chart going sideways like this, with all these kind of wicks up and down and up and down and up and down, yes, it could run to 500 million and stuff like that. Anything can nowadays with meme coins, but it's extremely unlikely. And the problem is, if you're holding this, you're not really making any money. And there's always a risk. If, you know, is a sell the news event, this is just going to obviously go back to zero. So another tip is learn when to stay away from a chart. Sometimes, because there's thousands of coins you can actually trade, just stay away from the chart. If you're seeing a chart and it's not making sense and you don't like it, here's another one, USA. This is a very old coin actually. So this was launched all the way back in 25th of March. So nearly coming up to a year now. And it had a pump there and it died off. And it was a dead coin as far as everybody was concerned. Then it had a bit more of a pump near the election, before the election, then at the election. And now it's had a pump again because Trump's in. And it's just completely died off again. And these are very, very difficult to trade. Very, very difficult. You almost need to accumulate when it's completely dead, wait many, many months, and then just get lucky. And then even then, if you're getting lucky, you need to make sure you're taking profits. You have to be watching the chart. And if you're not watching the chart, the price might just come back to where you started and you round trip. So just stay away from certain charts that don't make sense and you don't like them. Hope some of those tips help. Thanks for listening.